feel like Mitch Trubisky is a better quarterback right now.
You said Mitch is a better quarterback than Ben Roethlisberger?
Right now, yes. In this
You are
day,
smoking dust.
Yo, for Complex News, I'm Pierce Simpson. As we get ready for the 2019 NFL season, it would only be right to preview the upcoming campaign. I'm joined here by Complex Sports editor Adam Caparell, like we always do, but we're joined here by two special guests all the way across the country. We got Angel Diaz and my man Chops to break down the upcoming NFL season. So Complex has derived their own ranking of the 32 best quarterbacks in the NFL.
An exhaustive list, by the way. We spent a lot of time trying to come up with the rankings for this. And also because Angel's a Giants fan, you would think that Eli Manning would be a big debatable one, but we actually came to a pretty tight consensus about that. Eli should definitely been on the back half, if not towards the absolute end. And I was actually a little bit shocked that we ended up settling on him being number 32. You know, Eli's end date is obviously quickly approaching, and you can clown the Giants for how they've handled it. And obviously, you have to be delicate with a two-time Super Bowl winner who is revered by the fan base. Right. At the same time, when you see a decline in skills that we've seen from Eli, and you haven't helped him out with shitty offensive lines for the past several seasons. Eli's going to be slotted towards the bottom half, or if not the bottom end of the quarterback ranking list.
Angel, you're the Giants fan, big dog. You agree with 32?
I mean, yeah, I was one of the main voices for that. I fuck with Eli, forever, but for them to give the franchise to him and trade Odell to me is just like textbook definition of hustling backwards. They traded Odell because it was personal, right? Eli Manning, to me.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah. Cleveland Browns fan, Chops in the building.
Like Odell Beckham, he would still be on the team. I feel like Eli didn't like him. They got rid of him. Eli and the Manning family, who are basically the Illuminati, they handpicked this quarterback that they, had in their camp. And I was going to backfire because that quarterback that they thought probably wasn't going to start this year, he'll be the starting quarterback probably by week 4, bro.
The name that stuck out to me was Jacoby Brissett coming in at number 30. He will lead the charge for the Indianapolis Colts after Andrew Luck surprisingly retired at the age of 29. So that's my gripe. I feel like he's a little bit too low on the list. For the guys in New York, what was your basis of putting Jacoby Brissett at number 30?
I think the Brissett ranking, obviously before Luck retired, we had top 10. But with the Brissett, we just haven't seen enough of him. Obviously, he's shown promise when he's gotten to play, but there's never been a situation where he's had a team like this. I mean, he might go out and shock the world and be very, very good, and then obviously perception would change. But I think at this moment, we have to be a little cautious, especially with the sudden retirement. What that might do to that Colts team, that could be a fractured type locker room. T.Y. Hilton said he comes to tears every time he thinks about the Andrew Luck retirement,
Keep in mind, for these rankings, it didn't always turn out to be the case, but for the most part, we wanted resumes to kind of matter.
Right.
And Jacoby Brissett obviously has a bigger resume and a longer one, more definitive one than Josh Rosen does.
Yeah. What other selections kind of caught your attention? Do you think they were right? I noticed Dak Prescott was at number 15.
Yeah, Dak was, you guys can back me up on this back in New York, but Dak was, I think, a contentious one for us.
Okay.
I think Cam, we had some really strong arguments about where he deserved to be slotted in. I think Ben Roethlisberger was a tricky one, too.
I feel like I wanted Nick Foles, Big Dick Nick, as the people call him, right? Nick Foles, Big Dick Nick Foles, and Mitch Trubisky should have been a little higher, in my opinion.
Wait, Tom, you said Mitchell Trubisky should be higher?
Mitch should have been
a little higher. I feel like Mitch Trubisky is a better quarterback right now.
You said Mitch is a better quarterback than Ben Roethlisberger?
Right now, yes. In this
you are smoking dust.
I think Brady has to be number one because if you want a quarterback to win you any game whatsoever, no matter where, when, how, or why, it's still going to be the combination of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
I will say, in my DMs, a few NFL reporters were very upset about.
Chops. I thought that was going somewhere else, my brother. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, where is this going?
They were very upset about Rodgers over Brady, but I think a lot of people are turning on Aaron Rodgers right now. I think the whole how the regime ended with Mike McCarthy and how he's kind of been cold with the new head coach and how he's been kind of just cold in general. A lot of people are kind of turning on Aaron Rodgers. So people didn't really get why we had Tom Brady ranked behind him. But I think as you go as a pure quarterback right now, I think Rodgers is still a better quarterback. Obviously, Tom Brady is the GOAT, 6 rings, not slowing down. But
Tom Brady's 157 years old, man.
And he's winning.
Like,
Yeah, it's really hard to argue when
you put Aaron Rodgers on the Patriots, he has the same amount of rings. He might have more. Aaron Rodgers is clearly the more talented quarterback and just as clutch as Tom Brady.
I thought a pretty surprising choice came in at number 1, but when you think about the accolades that he had last season, Patrick Mahomes being number 1 is not that surprising.
Well, I think also the reason we have Mahomes up there is that the ceiling is so high for him.
For sure.
And obviously the second season in the NFL, which is his first full season, was incredible. It's stupefying the numbers he put up. It was basically Madden numbers, and it looked so easy. And his talent level is absurd. He's only 23 years old, and the roof is at the ceiling for him.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to the GOAT. Like his ceiling is like astronomical. I personally would not have slotted Mahomes number 1.
I agree.
I would have had someone else up there, but I don't have a problem putting up the number 1 with the over consensus.
We have some over-unders for the 2019 NFL season.
Let's do it.
Can we rattle through them?
Yes.
I feel like you have the list right now.
I have the list right in front of me. Okay, so let's start off with Chops' Cleveland Browns. The over-under on the Browns right now is 9 games. I'm advocating for an underplay here. I think the hype on the Browns is way too massive. And with a rookie head coach and Baker Mayfield in sophomore season, that could be due for a bit of a sophomore slump and teams figuring him out. So I'm taking the Browns under 9 wins. I think 8-8 is a perfectly appropriate win total.
8-8. Chops, what you got?
12-4.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
that's aggressive.
ridiculous.
Angel, what do you have on the win total?
So for this game, I'm gonna say under because I've been predicting they were gonna go 9-7 since the Odell trade happened.
Yeah.
So I'll go 8-8 here, to play the game.
It's a tough division. The AFC North is a very tough division.
I'll go over 10-6. I don't think the AFC North is going to be as good.
Kansas City Chiefs over under 10.5 games.
Ooh.
Tough one here.
That's a
Can't
tough
push
one.
on this one. I would advocate for an underplay. I think 10-6 is appropriate for them. Again, division, Broncos aren't that good. Obviously, Raiders aren't that good, but still you have 2 matchups with the Chargers and being the top team in the division last season, you have a tough schedule. So I say 10-6 is appropriate for the Chiefs.
I agree with 10-6. Fellas, what do you have for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Over. 11-5.
11-5. Okay, in the AFC West. Angel, what you got for the Chiefs?
11-5, I think is fair. 12. They could go 12-4 if Mahomes goes crazy again.
Who's the next squad?
All right, next squad up, the Raiders. I think very interesting team here. Their Vegas win total is 6 games, over under for the Raiders. I'm going under. I don't think they're that talented.
I'm going under 4-12 because I can already count 4 losses.
I mean 5-11, 4-12. Yeah, they're just not that good of a team. So under for the Raiders.
I got 4-12. Fellas, what do you have for the Raiders?
Under. I agree with 4-12. I think that seems about right. To be honest, we don't even know if Antonio Brown will show up to games. He might just say, "Hey, I don't want to play this week," and not go. So 4-12.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, fellas.
Here come the BS.
I think the Raiders sneak into the playoffs 9-7.
What?
In the
AFC
West, they're going to sneak into the playoffs.
I think Antonio Brown's gonna have an MVP-like season. Derek Carr's gonna be.
Let's save him and go to the next team. Let's save him because he's going to save you from yourself.
Next team we're bringing up is your Giants, and their win total is the same as the Raiders. Is 6. Over under for the Giants, 6 wins. I'm going under. Not a very talented team. Quarterback situation obviously up in the air right now. The idea of the Giants winning 7 games to win that bet, I think is farcical. So under for them.
I go under. I think this might be the worst Giants season in franchise history.
Under, because I want Shermer and Gettleman. I want them to fuck out. So I want to win 3 games. So we get a high draft pick and we can just get this regime out of here because they obviously don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I think under. I think right around 5 makes sense for the Giants. I think they're just not very talented at all.
Next squad up, your squad, the Dallas Cowboys.
What's
their over under for America's team is 9.
Oh, over. They're gonna be 12. They're gonna be 12-4. I think. Listen. Cowboys have the most talented roster in football. I said it.
That is ambitious. Number 1. Number 2. Schedule-wise, not exactly easy because the NFC East, despite the fact that you have the Giants and the Redskins, two below were bad teams.
Got the Eagles in
They
there.
always still play each other very, very tough. Those are rivalry games, and you obviously have the Eagles there as well. So I'm going to advocate I kind of don't want to do it because I hate pushing, but I think 9-7 in that. Yeah, I think 9-7 is appropriate.
Duke, the Red Sox, and the Cowboys, I hate with all my heart.
Hey, relax.
I'm going to go over. I think the Cowboys will go 10-6, 11-5 maybe. They have one of the best defenses in the league. Dak is a solid guy, system quarterback, but he's solid. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go 10-6. I won't be surprised if they're 11-5. To be honest,
That's why you're a real one.
You're gonna lose in the playoffs
Okay.
like they always
Do me a favor
So,
and leave that conference room. Chops, go ahead. Talk.
I'm going over. Like Pierce said, I kind of love this Cowboys team. I think this is the best defensive Cowboys team we've seen in years. Van Der Esch is great secondary, great defensive line. Dak just has to kind of do enough. He's got Cooper. Obviously, they're going to need Zeke, but I am all in on this Cowboys team.
Yep.
You trust Jason Garrett?
No, but this is the best team. This is the best defense.
There you go, right
I
there.
just had to be honest. He's in the final year of his contract, but this is the best defense the Cowboys have had since those '90s teams. It's not even close.
Philadelphia Eagles, their win total is 10.5. You're going over under there. I'm gonna say Eagles. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one. Obviously, Carson Wentz's health is obviously what this completely comes down to, because you don't have Big Dick Nick backing up anymore. So, that being said, I think I'm leaning towards an over here with the Eagles. I think you still have a very talented roster. And again, Carson Wentz doesn't blow his knee or do some other nonsense. I think 11 wins is very reachable for them.
Yeah, I say 11-5. I think the NFC East might have two teams in the playoffs in the NFC.
You should have two teams in contention.
Yeah, for sure. So I go 11-5.
10.5 New York.
I'm gonna go under.
Under. Okay.
Says the Giants.
I'll go under. I'm gonna just go under 10-6. I feel like they're better than 9-7. They're better than a 9-17. But since it's 10.5, I'm gonna go 10-6 because I feel like the Cowboys have a better team.
I'm going to go under, but right at 10. I mean, this is a very talented team. Adam mentioned Wentz has to stay healthy, but I still think that they're a playoff team, so I'm going to go 10.
But
Even though they traded their best quarterback, I forgot to.
And also, I would be remiss to say their secondary looks like us, so that's what might hold them back this year. I want to thank y'all for joining us for the 2019 NFL preview. For Adam Caparell, Angel Diaz, Chops, I'm Pierce Simpson. As always, be sure to subscribe to Complex News on YouTube. We'll see you soon.